year for him. He has begun to pick up a few decent results of late, proving that there is still life in the old dog yet. Got to the quarter-final of the latest Pro Tour, losing out to the eventual winner in Chris Dobey, preserving his World Championship hopes and his Tour Card hopes in a similar boat in many respects to that of Simon Whitlock. He takes on Dimitri van den Bergh, who has had a weird year. He's a major winner, and yet he can barely pick up wins on the Pro Tour. He's not exactly done a great deal on the European Tour as well. I've got absolutely no idea what to expect from this game, Abby, have you?
None whatsoever. And even his victory on the floor this year just came from nowhere, didn't it? I don't think even he expected it. I spoke to him after that victory, which was, of course, here in Hildesheim, and he said, well, I just don't know what to expect from myself right now. I can play well, but I can also play very badly.
I read a mad stat that half of his wins on the floor this year are accounted just for that sole Pro Tour win. Ridiculous.
Well, that sums it up, doesn't it? It really is so difficult at the moment to know what to expect. One thing you can expect, of course, what he's doing in the background there, the meditating,
the pre-match stretches. Yeah. Never let anyone say that these lads aren't athletes.
Absolutely. Well, even in Dimitri van den Bergh timings, raced onto the stage in 1 minute 33 seconds. Yes, I counted them.
New personal best.
Yeah. Dimitri van den Bergh, of course, a two-time finalist on the Euro Tour in 2022. Lost in the European Open final to Michael van Gerwen, and the German Darts Open final to Peter Wright. And this year, just one last 16 on the Euro Tour. That came in the Netherlands.
Second time they've met each other in just over a week. I mentioned that quarter-final run that Mensur had in Milton Keynes. He beat Dimitri van den Bergh en route, and that ended a run of 4 straight defeats against the Belgian.
74. Mensur require 124.
Mensur looking for more. He's looking for 1-2-4 now. Have to go 14 and bull. That'll do.
Mensur required 32.
And he pins double 16 to take an early lead in this one. Of course, the last competitive game Dimitri van den Bergh played was that defeat to Mensur Suljovic in Milton Keynes. They're head-to-head 7-5 in favour of the Belgian.
97.
What a place Belgian darts is in right now. Mike de Decker picking up his first Pro Tour title a few weeks ago. It was only a matter of time, wasn't it, until he did so, and you expect him to go on and win so many more things in this game. And maybe, dare I say it, force his way into the World Cup next year.
Well, it's very much a possibility. Kim Huybrechts has not been in great form this year. And yeah, you can't be as much of a demon on the 180s as de Decker is without eventually scooping a title.
Yeah, not here this weekend, but what a throw he has. And a superb 180 from Mensur Suljovic. Not down to a finish yet, but applying the pressure on Dimitri's throw.
$140.
Well, you definitely don't want another one in there, Mensur. Moves downstairs very sensibly indeed.
Dimitri require 130.
Needs the treble 20 for the bullseye. Not going to go. So, 11 dart break is on the cards for Mensur Suljovic.
Mensur require 46.
14 for double 16.
Game shown
Very
the
nicely
second
done. Legs in 13 and 11 darts. Mensur Suljovic, granted, 2 legs in, averaging 125.
leg and Mensur to third first.
It is a spellbinding start from Suljovic in this one.
This from a man who's provided us with some of the greatest European Tour moments in the history of the circuit. Unforgettable home win in Austria.
And he has produced some eye-catching numbers on the Euro Tour, hasn't he? His highest way back in 2015, a 109.7 against MVG. There's been 108.5. Averaged 106 a number of times as well. But that was at the time where you expected a high level from Mensur Suljovic. Perhaps don't expect it as much now. Of course, alongside Roby John Rodriguez, had that run to the final of the World Cup a few months ago, and you felt there was something clicking for him there, didn't you? And as you could see, he was loving his experience in Frankfurt.
57.
And what it did do as well was buy him a place in the Grand Slam, which could go so far, preserving his status on the tour. There are quite a lot of old-timers on the precipice of losing their tour cards, the likes of Mervyn King, Vincent van der Voort, even players like Ian White. It's tough old school these days.
Yeah, and so many players who used to qualify for so many of these Euro Tour events just not helped out by the new ruling, of course. Really suffering as a result of that.
Yeah, Mensur didn't even qualify for this. He was just a late call-up. That's how tough it is. Only 10 places available, and it's usually around 90 tour card holders that are taking part.
And it is interesting because when Robert Owen was speaking earlier, he even said himself, you know, yes, there's pressure on me in terms of my tour card and in other scenarios, but I just feel like I'm free rolling this weekend. And that's the perfect mentality to have, clearly, because he produced a 102 average.
Yep, it's extra ranking money that you weren't expecting to get, so of course it helps.
42. Dimitri require 81.
Dimi then for a break back. 81 could only lead to 1 dart at the bull. 12 or treble. Leaves the bullseye. Takes a breath. He's way wide. It's not a bad miss. Does leave tops, even though he's not massively fond of tops. Mensur himself gets tops. He did his usual trick of going for treble 16 to leave his favourite double 14. With many idiosyncrasies that Mensur has got and he's brought to the sport of darts over the years.
Well, we're 3 legs into this one, and the only dart Dimitri van den Bergh has had to win a leg was in that last leg at the bullseye. Mensur just is not missing at the back end of legs at the moment. Look at those numbers from the Austrian. This is what we love to see.
Dimitri van den Bergh loves to see that. His second 180 in the space of 2 legs, but you're right, if the only chances you're getting to win legs are on the bullseye, you're in big trouble.
100.
Well, Dimitri's looked at Mensur averaging 106 and thought, I fancy a bit of that myself. And he has to get a move on as well, otherwise this game is going to get away from him.
126. Dimitri require 96.
He's gone double-double.
58.
But if you're going to miss, that's the place to miss when you're going to be returning.
Not sure about the decision making there,
92.
and that is code for it was the wrong decision to make, Dimmy.
Well, we're meant to not on a finish.
Nothing will convince me that he went for single 10 rather than single 6.
Mensur require 87.
Had a right pig's ear of this leg that he was comfortably in front in. He was on 96 after 9. He could go on and lose it. This for a double break of throw. Start at double. Cross for double 9. No problem there. Mensur Suljovic is 4-0 up. En route to what could be an invaluable win in his season.
That last leg where he went double-double down, I think he did it just to try and spark something. He's seen Mensur Suljovic just going about his business, averaging comfortably in excess of a 10. I think he just wanted to kick-start something maybe for himself, but on 96 after 9, and Mensur Suljovic was back on 179.
140.
We mentioned in the previous leg that it his first dart for a leg, and it was just one at the bull. That last one, that was his opportunity, wasn't it, you feel, to get back into this one? It's a leg where he had 2 180s.
58.
Yeah, the dart that could have killed his chances was when he was going for 96. He went below the treble 20. It was that first dart, even though he hit double 19, and then decided to go for a second one, and all fell to pieces after that.
'57.
I must admit, I didn't know exactly what to expect from this game, but I did expect it to be closer than it is.
$140. Dimitri require 112.
Said he needed something to spark him. Is it going to be this? Takes a little bit longer and does pin double 16. That's what he needs to inspire him. There's been nothing wrong with the scoring. First 9 of 114. There you can see it, higher than Mensur's. Just 1 from 5 on the doubles. Didn't get a look in the opening 2.
Yeah, it's been high quality from both players. Just Mensur's been better at finishing. That's the only difference.
140.
Yeah, I mean, Dimi had to withstand a lot, didn't he, in the opening 2 legs. A 13 and an 11 from Mensur kind of set the tone.
140.
And even though it's 4-1 in Mensur's favour, it feels like it's in the balance still, doesn't it?
Yeah, because Mensur's not been used to winning many games this year, or not as many as he used to be. And even though Dimi hasn't really, just in terms of numbers, he's won a major this year. He's proven himself on the big stage. Why it makes it baffling that he's done nothing on the Euro Tour this year. The accusation you'd always level at Dimi is that he performs well on the stage but can't do it on the floor. Not really doing it on the Euro Tour stage this year anyway.
140.
Pressure applied.
Dimitri require 82.
Bullseye for double 16 is the preferred route. And he's got the ball, and he gets the double 16.
I don't know about you, Dan, but I do also feel like he's slowed it down a little bit more in the last two legs. I don't feel like he was taking as long with his breathing in the opening four. Maybe just got caught up in Mensur mania.
Haven't we all?
Oh, yeah, it happens to the best of us.
Well, one thing we know for definite, Dimitri can slow things down and he can play at whatever pace suits him. Does make him a tricky customer to come up against. And I think because Mensur's quite a methodical player himself, he's just not going to care about any antics that go on.
Well, every one of those darts, I expected a 3 forward roll and a pike with no splash at the end of it.
I expected him to fall over and get a fat lick. How can you be so good yet so unstable on your feet?
I can do the unstable bit.
Pure gymnastics.
It's everything you're taught not to do, isn't it?
This, however, is what you are taught to do. So rock steady.
96.
Is it large after the score of 96? For reasons unknown.
Just really loves that score.
Some odd uses of the bullseye tonight, and that belongs in that category.
134. Mensur require 126.
Back on the bullseye.
101.
Few millimetres north.
114.
So this for a third straight leg for Dimi.
The dart at tops.
74.
Not his favourite double.
Mensur
It's
require
just
25.
north of the target. Double 8 for Mensur Suljovic to move within one of the match.
Game from the seventh
And he
leg.
does exactly that.
Mensur Suljovic. Eighth leg, Dimitri
The winner of this faces a home favourite, and one of the favourites to go all the way and claim the title in Martin Schindler. Really tricky section of the draw that. You got Dave Chisnell, the number 1 seed, Joe Cullen, Max Hopp and Dom Taylor. Chris Dobie in there as well, of course. Recent winner on the floor.
95.
Yeah, just the one spot left
One
in the second round.
180.
Mensur Suljovic piles in another max, and we really do have some mouth-watering matches to look forward to. Dom Taylor, you feel, really could
100.
push the #1 seed Dave Chisnell all the way. Was excellent against Raymond van Barneveld. Max Hopp playing in his first Euro Tour event since 2022.
140.
A little earlier this evening, got the better of Jose de Souza. He's playing Joe Cullen. Some really exciting stuff coming up. Can Dimitri Bergh treat us to something pretty exciting here? Unlucky there, but it's Mensur Suljovic, 86 points from a spot in round 2 and a meeting with Shindy.
I was going to say he's had 111 darter already. He's not going to get one now. Nor a 12.
38. Dimitri required 40.
Dimi's got to win 4 straight legs. He's got a big chance to get the first one here. Chasing around the board.
30.
It's not working out for him tonight.
Mensur required 48.
20 for double 14. What I could see his eyes looking at the top. No. He's a more sensible Mensur these days. And he does get the win. Mensur Suljovic, the last man to book his place in round 2 of the German Darts Championship. His good form continues from the Pro Tours last week, averaging 102.5. It is vintage Mensur Suljovic. Dimitri Bergh, his poor form on the European Tour continues. He will not be going through to round 2 to face Martin